kind of lighthearted and fun, a little easy, and it gets real hard. And that was kind of the idea from the beginning when we came up with this way back in 2016, was that we want to do something very humanistic that's universal. Loss and grief and how we deal with it and what it does to us and how we process it. Everyone's different, and it's going to hit everyone a little bit differently, depending on what you believe, how you feel, who you've lost. And we've all lost people, whether, tragedy, death, time, or just distance, and it happens to all of us. So that was something that was, very universal. And I think when we were talking about this way back in 2016 in LA, it was something we touched on kind of early. It was like, what could we pull off that wouldn't cost a ton of money, but could really affect people?
Yeah, well, first we were accosted by whatever homeless man was at the Man's Chinese Theater.
That was an interesting night.
That one.
LA was not the best place.
But jokes aside, no, we were in the Uber ride going back to your hotel, and we were like, what can we do that impacts so many people? Because we love to make, who doesn't love adventure movies, action,
fun stuff, good stuff,
comedy and all that stuff, and we're like, and we were thinking, well, why don't we challenge ourselves with a really honest story, something we can take pieces of our life and put into as a story that can help connect with everybody that we know. And this seemed the most simple. I have a brother, and we're not estranged or anything, but we don't talk nearly as often as we should. And so I when I was writing, I was just thinking, like, man, what if we had this happen to us? Right. How would we both respond? And it probably wouldn't be anywhere near this, but like the most extreme of it.
Exactly right.
And it's weird because after we made this, I'd meet with different people in LA and I'd tell them, oh yeah, we're working on this story, it's about brothers. And they would tell me, dude, that's my life. That's exactly what happened to me 2 years ago, except I was this brother, or I was in this. And I was like, I didn't realize how universal that was.
It seems to affect everybody who I've talked to who's seen it. They've gone through some iteration of this to various degrees. Yeah. Obviously not to this extreme, but it definitely does. It touches, I think, a lot of people in very strong ways.
Yeah. And that's also why we wanted to make it funny. So hopefully you guys found it funny.
Yeah.
In good places, because, well, you don't have a sense of humor, so tragically, no. But the idea was, the content is so dark. Like every character, something dark is happening to them, and I thought we gotta lighten this up.
We gotta show his bare ass on the
show
screen.
that ass.
That was in script from day one.
That was not in script, actually. We shot it one way. I was in underwear the first time, and then we watched it and was like, this isn't as funny,
not funny enough
or impactful. And then I looked at my crew. I'm like, what should I do? And they're like, you got to do it,
just
man.
Strip.
Just do it. Like, all right. And so that's what made the cuts.
So I mean, that was from 2016 to now. It's been a very long road.
Yeah,
a lot's happened in between and the interim and all that kind of stuff. But now that we're here tonight, we just wanted to kind of open it up to you folks who came out tonight to support us. Thank you once again so much for coming out. But if anyone had any questions, comments, anything like that, please, now's the time.
Throw things at me, that's fine too.
I brought eggs, they're in the bag.
Yeah, we got eggs in the bag.
That guy.
Yeah.
First off, I want to say, I thought it was a beautiful film.
Thanks.
But I wanted, my biggest question is the score. Was it a creative choice for the score being intermittent, or was it budgetary?
No, it was intermittent. So I have a score artist named Max who's done every film I've made, and I think he tried to do one of yours, and we just like a timing thing. Yeah. He's got an eclectic mix, but this is the first score that mixes a lot of artists. So Max did all the scoring, what you hear at the end, that sort of thing.
It was very unique.
But in the beginning, you hear a violin and a viola, and that's me playing. Because the last film I made, I did violin the whole.
That was you playing?
Yeah. So.
I saw your name up there.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Are you single?
Yes! Oh my God, someone asked.
He made this film just to meet you.
Just to meet you.
See you out in the lobby later.
I love music. I might come from a pretty musical family, and so I learned violin, viola 7 or 8 years ago.
Scoring intermittent.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if it was a creative
Yeah, it was totally like the absence of music throughout is meant to kind of get you into it a little bit more.
To embellish the emotion.
And then of course using
Yeah.
classical music in comedy moments drives the comedy even
I thought
more.
it was done very, very tasty.
But yeah, we got to well, Dan, you know that piano tune playing over the parents' like memory? He improvised that on the day he's playing the piano, and I'm like, Dan, what is this? And he's like, I don't know, I'm just making it up. It's these piano classical.
And it's in the movie.
And I said, do a score for the parents, and that's the theme. So there's a lot that just, yeah, thank you for mentioning that, because the music is often very much forgotten in movies, and I love
But also
classic.
make break.
It
Oh,
can-
absolutely can. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Star Wars on the bridge.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, we improvised a whole bunch of stuff, and he was like, he was talking about the prequels, and I'm like, I hate the prequels so much. And he's like, well, I'll just quote him. I'm like, perfect, because I'm gonna make fun of you for it. And that's where that came from. So I'm glad you like that.
It just was like how brothers would act.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Siblings. How many
It's-
stupid arguments
it's been a
about
few times.
nothing.
There's no broken bones.
I mean, not in this cut.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shouldn't the X-rated cut was a lot more broken.
It was written to be more brutal,
Yeah.
and then we backed it off some because we're like, maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
it's,
the context around the brothers is brutal enough as it was emotionally. So
I think so.
yeah, lean away from it
We
physically.
want kids to watch
Yeah, we want to bring children into this.
Yeah.
All those F-bombs are just family
Oh
friendly.
yeah. Let's give us on Nick Jr. next month.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get on the Disney Plus. You know.
Yeah.
I think Blade is on there somewhere.
I was gonna say, I really started crying at the part where he saw his dad, because it also parallel when I had several years ago I lost a friend to suicide,
I'm sorry.
and I remember like just being devastated and crying to sleep. But before I cried to sleep, I just asked God to like take the pain and like all that.
Yeah.
And so and then it was like I fell asleep, and then I had kind of a vision like he had with his dad, but with my friend. And when his dad like looks off and then looks back at him and says, "It's time,"
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
So that was a really big connection.
Yeah, I've had dreams similar, and in those intonations, and it's just like I needed to throw it in here. And Chris, I wish he could be here. He actually is only 2 hours away from
He
here.
should have been here and played his dad. Chris did an
He's one of
amazing
my
job.
best friends. He's a terrific actor. When I
Yeah.
told him about this film, he's like, I want to be on board. And we didn't have anything written like that. That scene wasn't in the original cut.
No.
And when he's like, I want to be involved, I said, you need to play my dad, our dad in this.
I can't imagine without that scene now, because that
And-
scene does hit so strongly every time I watch it. I get kind of choked.
It hits me, and
Yeah.
I'm in the scene.
And you're in the scene.
And I'm like, man, I'm so good. No, it's more like just the content of it. It impacts, and it even impacts. I'm just like, God, just thinking, how many times have I wished I could help someone that I couldn't help, and that's what that whole sequence is about.
It
And
rings so true.
for that person to say, hey, no, come on, you did everything you could, and I don't know. I wanted a warm feeling as well, and I'm sorry that happened in your life and that you had to deal
But it
with
was
that.
good to see on the screen.
Good, yeah, I'm hoping it was a good feeling for you to see. So good. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
How long is it gonna be on Prime?
Ooh, yeah, it's on Amazon Prime Video right now.
I
Tell
don't-
your friends.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give us the contract details.
Well, there's no contract.
Pay me first.
The way that works is it's through this site called Film Hub, and they're really cool. I've distributed a couple movies through them, and they just kind of like throw it out there and
They see
hope
who wants it.
different channels catch it. And Amazon has been catching my stuff recently. I don't know why. They're that desperate. They're like, we just need stuff. What's
And we
this
just happen to have
$2,000
made
movie? Great.
great stuff. Yeah.
But no, so I think I imagine like between a year and longer, but I don't know honestly. But if you guys do watch it on there,
Live review.
yeah, that's what that
That'd be a
helps.
huge help to
the
get
reach of
yeah.
it, and
More people can
it shows
see it.
them like, oh, we should
Will
showcase
you get
it.
royalties?
We get some money from it,
Like
but it's
$45 so far.
yeah, like from 20. But
For each view?
No, total. All
No.
the views so
Yeah.
far,
No.
including tonight and all of your generous donations to ticket
well,
sales.
and that's the thing. We didn't
today.
we didn't make the
Yeah.
movie because no one got paid. Like all of us just did this because we believed in it, and that's this is what we love to do. It isn't about the money for us.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
would I love $1
Thank
million?
you.
Sure,
Yeah.
so that we can make the next.
We just want to
thing.
make more movies.
But honestly, it was just about. This was such an honest story. That's all I wanted. I just want people to, get involved with it, in that way. So. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
So, anyway, but
Thank you all for showing up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming out. Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole. Yes.
We're working on something
Working on
right
the next
now.
one. Yeah.
So,
Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah.